Hi, and welcome.
I'm Z.
And I'm Keith.
And we're going to tell you about the movie that we just watched. But first, a little bit of a heads up.
Some of the movies we watch deal with heavy subject matters.
In order to talk about these emotionally delicate things and the heavy subject matters that we sometimes cover, we add humor and crude language to add some levity and to process our own trauma.
If that doesn't feel fun or safe for you, we completely understand. Please take care of yourself first and foremost.
And we spoil the end of pretty much every movie that we watch.
Now you know. On with the show. Like March Sadness.
Yeah, no, that's fair. No more tears to cry.
You know the old adage, March tears bring April fears.
It's true.
Everybody wants to hurl.
Her.
Anyway, hi, hello, Deep Blue Sea.
This was a movie that we watched. Seeing Keith watched this
That
movie.
is for sure.
Not quite what I was expecting.
Same.
A little worse than I was hoping it would be.
Yeah.
In not the way I was like. It wasn't as bad as I was hoping, and it was worse than I wanted it to be. You know, you're like, oh, this isn't quite. Stellan Skarsgård, completely forgot he was in this.
Weird. Because of 30 seconds.
It is.
I even put together in the trivia, it's like Ronnie Cox has no lines, and he's not credited. So I was like, Ronnie Cox. The first scene with Sam Jackson where she's reporting to he's sitting behind the desk.
Oh
He has
my
no
God,
lines,
that's
apparently.
so fucking
I didn't even put that
hilarious. I forgot about that. Jellicoe.
I was going to say, I never remembered
Jellycat.
that. Jellycat. A jitterbug.
Oh God, those fucking phone commercials. Do you not remember the
Not
jitterbug
yet.
commercials
Not yet.
where it was like cell phones for old people, and it had like giant? It looked like a toy phone basically, and it was like.
But they were cell phones?
Yeah, they were like.
I remember the old.
Flip phones. They were basically like flip phones, and
The whole thing was just
it was so
1 inch by 1 inch keys.
basically. Oh my God, it was. I'll have to look it up and.
I remember
show it.
Cricket Mobile.
Yeah.
That's a kind of
Yeah.
bug that jitters.
Well, it doesn't jitter.
That might be the Charleston.
That's the Charleston.
You ever see watch footage though of people doing them old swing dances?
Oh yeah,
They get fucking nuts. People just like
it's a Wonderful
spinning
Life.
something like
I
a
think
basketball.
What? I think it's a Wonderful Life. There's a scene where they have it's like, I don't know, the prom or something, some dance that they're all at.
Yeah.
And it's just them going ape shit and like doing the like all kinds of, they're just
Is
going
that when they
ape
fall in the
shit.
pool? Is that movie?
Because like the pool, the whole gymnasium is a
right.
pool.
I can't remember if that was that movie.
Yeah. And then everybody jumps in the pool.
I've maybe watched that start to finish one time
I've seen it
and on television.
so many times.
I know. It's kind of. I think it's kind of cool. It doesn't make me want to watch the movie, but I think that's an interesting thing to have in your bag of tools.
That I've seen that movie a bunch.
Yeah.
I see. That was like, I didn't hate
What's
that
next? Mr. Gower slaps me deaf?
Which I had to explain to you.
You did.
And I was like, so what happens is his son.
On the list of movies I've watched because of Archer specifically is Heaven Can Wait.
Oh, right. Yeah. Deep Blue Sea. This movie is about, it's like, what if, what if sharks, you know what I mean? Like, what if, like,
I
think about it. I think you should think about it.
No, it doesn't encourage you to think about it. I'll say that. I there was more to read that I didn't care about, but apparently the original ending didn't test well, and they did some reshoots and changed the ending and everything. And because of that, other things had to be cut
Oh, I
from
see.
earlier. But none of what I came across, but again, I didn't go too deeply because I don't care that much.
Yeah, right.
None of it seemed to be about like how much is just how so much disbelief has to be suspended.
Yes.
Just on the basic premises
Yeah.
and it takes like it's the
Yeah.
first 10 minutes of the movie just
Right.
to get us to like, well, we created smarter, more dangerous sharks.
Mm-hmm. What I like the best is how huge the sharks are
Yep.
until they're inside the ship, and then they're so small.
Ship?
Yeah, or yeah.
What ship?
Well, the place that they're
Oh,
in.
oh.
I don't know what it's called. Yeah, Aquatica. Oh my God.
Aquatica is a video game. That's
Aquaticism is a religion. Almost.
not federally recognized.
Almost.
Almost. Is that Mexican? When she's asking the IRS guys when he introduces himself,
Oh, okay.
and it's just like his name's like O'Malley or something.
Ugh.
Anyway,
Yeah, the premise of the movie
yeah. Good luck.
is to cure Alzheimer's, they made sharks smarter. And the sharks want revenge. It's so funny though, because the way that they
I love how it's synopsized by. So, first of all, I want to say I'm going to spoil the shit out of this movie.
Yeah. And you'll thank us
Which-
for it.
Well, not necessarily. I would say the most enjoyable things about it are the deaths that I was surprised by. The ones I was surprised by.
Yeah.
There's one I wasn't surprised by, but it was still very enjoyable because it's Michael Rappaport.
Yeah,
So,
I know. I really wanted. I couldn't
the
remember his
spoiler
name at
warnings
all, but I
and,
hate Michael Rappaport, and I just
Trigger warning because Michael Rappaport. is
Yeah,
in it. But he
we
does-
didn't know. I didn't know that Rappaport was in it. I didn't remember that he was.
I remember
in it. And then
seeing
I
it.
saw him, and I was so mad. I was like, "Fucking son of a bitch! I fucking hate that piece of shit."
And he lives too long in the film.
He lives longer than almost every other character. Like he only one other person dies after him, and that's
Was that true?
enraging.
Yeah.
Enraging that he is like Michael Rappaport.
It's not even. He's also a nothing character.
I fucking hate him. I fucking hate him.
Yes, me too. But I also want to say, like, there's no reason for him to survive as a character.
There's no reason for him to be a character. He wasn't even a character.
Yeah.
They were just like, how tall are these fences? And he's like, well, it depends on what you mean by tall.
Actually,
Hey, how high are these fences off the water?
Well, given the surface variations and tensile strength,
God, short answer, man.
8 feet, give or take a centimeter.
not even convincing as a nerd.
Yeah, he's like, well, the diameter and the pentameter. You're like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're saying. And they're like,
Hydrogen times pi.
and they're like, oh, dumb it down for me. And he's like, well,
8 feet.
technically they're 8 feet. Yeah. The fact that they're different things, like they're like This is also stupid to me. The one below. This doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't. First of all, I don't believe it.
Really, this movie should be
Second of
called
all,
Deep Blue Suspension of Disbelief.
Deep Blue shit.
That's not clever. That's
Deep-
just inserting a bad word.
Thank you. Exactly what this movie. That's exactly why this movie.
You're saying
should
that's apropos. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Deep
the
Blue
shark.
S word.
The fucking. Like the sharks, they're like the fence underwater is titanium, but the fence above water is just a fence.
Yep.
But then the shark takes fucking forever to get out of it. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. If it's a regular fucking
good
fence,
point.
like a fucking pit bull can just like fucking swan dive over it or whatever. Like they'll just get too excited and bust that shark. The fact that it can bust into the fucking, it could bust through fucking doors.
Yeah. Good
In a
point.
fucking submarine ship or whatever, but it can.
Sea lep. Just call it a sea lep.
But it's like a fence. It's like takes a fucking half hour for it to chew through a fence. Bitch, come on. And also, like, why would you do that? Because, like, you think sharks can't jump?
Yeah, I was gonna say, why didn't
That
they just
doesn't
have
make
it?
sense.
Well, and I would.
Stupid.
It would be more entertaining / somewhat more plausible to me that a shark could launch itself out of the water over 8 feet.
Yeah.
Enough to hurt.
Yeah.
If a fucking orca can,
Yeah.
you
If Free Willy can jump out of
Exactly.
the
That's what I'm
aquarium
saying.
or whoever.
Yeah. Or whomever. So apparently, not to rush to the end, but this is to bookmark it because I do want to discuss it a little bit. MythBusters did a whole
Oh, fuck. Nice.
a thing about the ending with the spear gun and everything. So
I
wanna
like
come
how
back
they're
to that.
like, put this metal onto a battery.
I don't.
And you're not going to fucking die from it. Oh my God.
They make a point of saying it's a steel cable. That was the first point that even the MythBusters didn't address. Like, just holding a bare wire against a battery to complete a circuit. You're part of the circuit now, bruh. In the circuit, part of the circuit.
Exactly. Yes.
Also-
and no.
Mark Maron's best performance ever. Also, what's the other terminal attached to?
It's just a portable battery.
Yeah.
They're just carrying it.
No, I know, but it's not a complete circuit. If the current, I don't think, I could be wrong about this, but I don't think the
That's the problem. You don't
current
think-
will flow if only one, whatever. Don't quote me on that, but that was, if that could be explained, it wasn't. Anyhow. Yeah, because Saffron Burrows' character's dad has Alzheimer's, and she has to tell him every day that he killed his wife or whatever. She's hell bent on finding a cure, which involves. I'm sure they covered it, and I just wasn't paying attention. I'm not sure. Actually.
I doubt they accurately.
I don't remember being covered why sharks.
Because their brains don't deteriorate like other people's do.
Okay. Apparently, it's not true that sharks don't get cancer.
Oh, that's cool.
Some sharks get some kinds of cancer. Mostly cervical.
Sharkical.
Sharkical cancer. If they get the SPV virus.
Shark papilloma virus. That's where the V is. The virus part.
Yeah. So it was redundant. It was like
Shark Pavlovian virus.
yeah. If you train a shark to, if you ring a bell every time a virus
then a shark will
Virus.
learn. I don't understand.
But the reason they have to go against the Harvard Geneva Convention about genetically modified clones is that
the goo in their brain.
the shark brain doesn't have enough mass to do what they need to extract the proteins.
It doesn't have
And the jello and the hip hop.
From my understanding, it didn't create enough of the goo, so they had to make the brain bigger so the goo would be more.
Is that not what I said?
I thought you were saying it wouldn't create it. Like they had to make the brain bigger so that it would create. That's what I thought you were saying. And I don't know which one of us is correct, but
I'll put in an equally nonsensical clip here
of Saffron Burrows explaining it.
Their brains weren't large enough to harvest sufficient amounts of the protein complex. So we violated the Harvard Compact. Jim and I used gene therapies to increase their brain mass. Larger brain means more protein. As a side effect, the sharks got smarter.
You stupid bitch.
So they extract goop out of the shark's brain, and then they use a.
It's not a goop; it's a pink liquid. Come on.
And it's not even pink; it's orange. You fucking idiot!
It reminds me of the color of what you drink in the movie The Abyss, so you can aspirate water.
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember there being a liquid you could drink. I thought
what?
it was
That's
just...
the whole thing of The Abyss is that you.
I thought
looks like a gel.
I didn't remember that part.
You inhale that.
I thought they
stuff.
mixed it with the water. I thought it was clear.
What?
The gel or whatever that they
In The Abyss.
Yeah. Anyway, so they have this they need 2 tablespoons worth so that they can add an eye drop of shark goo to a chunk of a human brain.
Oh yeah, it's just a flap of meat
that is dead, and they put shark goop on it, and the synapses start firing. I'm like, I'm pretty sure no matter what, that wouldn't happen.
So it's a reanimation serum?
It fucking zombifies a brain. That bitch, you are stupid. I mean, I would be down if they were like, we cured Alzheimer's and then it was just zombies.
Frankenhooker.
Oh my God.
Sharkenhooker. Hooker. I was doing
Schalkenhooker.
It's my German accent. Das Schalkenhooker. Retarded Toppeletten. You know, did I ever say that my mom would say said that my first word was 9, and I said it as though I was saying no. So,
Did you do this too?
what's that?
Did you do this?
No, I was a baby.
Yeah, babies can do that.
No,
Yes, they can. You've never met a baby in your life.
I've never given a baby a sobriety test.
It doesn't do this. It's just this.
That's just no. It's just a.
Fine.
It's not. It's not a Heil. It's a modified dab. It's
Hold on.
jitterbug. Buffering. Just
I
put it
know.
on a tripod, yeah. I'm just gonna say shit when you're not talking, and also when you are.
That's true. That is true, especially when I are. Fucking, I don't know what. It's so funny to me, and I don't know because you get so mad when I bring it up, but then when your riff gets activated and you're like, that's what we're doing. And it's like, I'm running out of time. I have to think of something right now or else I won't be able to riff. And, and you're like,
It's just like tires and mud.
We're in a relationship. I'm not gonna go home. This is my home. You can riff whenever you need to.
You say that, but that is such a lie.
We're not running out of time. We're not running out of riff time. Okay. You're like, I do an accent, and you're like, and then, but on the reverse side,
Uno reverse.
if Keith is doing a riff and he tries to do an accent and then I do one, he's like,
Yeah, it's so
you.
mean.
He's like, fuck
Because
you.
you're going to be better at the accent. It's so rude. I like that you've taken on this thing. You've started doing this thing recently where you're just. You did. I think you did it last night at the beginning of the movie, where you're just. I feel like you're just what it comes across to me is you're just repeating what the character said, but taking longer to say it or repeating it more. And I'm like, what's the bit here? You're just saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, because it's like it's I don't know. I don't remember what I said or how I said it, but I think it's like when it's something that they say that's so stupid.
I think it was about her dad having to explain to her dad.
Oh yeah, well, because she was like, do you know how many times I've had to tell my dad that my mother's dead? And I was like, you dumb bitch, what a heartless fucking cunt. My dad has Alzheimer's, so I repeatedly remind him that my mom died, and I just was riffing on that, and I was just like, and I was just going on a tangent because there's no point. Like, people have even said this, like, in some instances, if it's going to agitate someone or upset them, like, reminding them of really bad shit when their brain is not able to retain it does not do them any good.
Right.
You're literally re-traumatizing them every single time, and you're having to, like, re-explain this, and you're re-traumatizing yourself. Like, it's nonsensical. Does it suck? Yes, but if you're, like... Where's my wife? And you could just be like, oh, she's running late. Don't worry about it. Like, and then they're going to be like, okay, whatever. And then, like, she's late. So it's not a lie.
Not really a lie, technically.
Like, I get it. I don't like lying either. But, like, after the 5th time I had to tell someone that their spouse was dead, I would just be like, oh, man, she's running late, bro. She's just in the other room.
What's funny to me is that you'll be riffing, but to me, you're just saying the same things. You're not expanding.
I was because the bit that I was doing was that she wouldn't just tell him. She would go into graphic detail about the death and that he caused it, and that's what I was saying.
It was?
Yes.
Oh.
That's the joke I was making. But you didn't understand my brilliant sense of humor, so you were like, who's this for? And dummy, it's for me. It's always for me.
I know. I would never be so foolish just to ask who's it for.
One of my favorite things, though, is when I'm able to make Keith laugh. It's always been a favorite thing of mine.
That's why I make it increasingly more difficult.
And it pisses me off because you can make me laugh so easily, and it's so...
All I got to do is fart the right way.
All you got to do is fart
Fall
the wrong
down.
way.
I think farting the wrong way is just pooping.
And it really does work.
That is the surefire way. No. Don't. See, don't do it. No. You can't.
Poop in a pant or anything where it's not supposed to be. Funniest thing in the world to me. And like poop is so funny. Like if you say shid instead of shit, it's anything you say after that instantly funny. Like he shid his pant. Fucking brilliant comedy. No one's been funnier in their entire life.
Yeah.
Oh, there was this sex worker I used to follow, and I don't know what happened to her, but oh god,
she's okay.
I know, same, but she did a lot of like fetish content. The first time I ever saw I shitted and farted and pissed myself was she was like Come see me on cam later. And she just posted that picture. And I laughed so fucking
You
hard.
can't do that on cam.
I know. Oh, God.
That's not allowed.
Or she was like, you should have been on my cam show last night or something. And I was like crying laughing.
I believe Kurger being on Instagram was the origin of many humorous tropes for me, such as who needs the bees chussie at.
Bees chussie has gone a long distance for us. And who needs anything
Blank.
8?
Yeah.
Like, that's really done it for us a lot.
That's also where Pebnis and
Pebnis,
Dr.
yeah.
PP came from in my world.
Dr. PP is my urologist, so.
How long is a Chinaman?
What?
How long is a Chinaman?
What does that mean?
This is a statement of fact. It's an old racist pun.
Oh.
You can tell because it has the word Chinaman in it.
I hope you bleep it out every single time. So no one.
How long is a bleep?
Yeah. No, how, like, beep is a bleep. And then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so the fucking movie is.
But Shark gets out. Never mind what Z was talking about. I want to read some trivia. Go ahead and do whatever it is you do on the show, and I'll.
I wanted to read some trivia. I wanted to trib some.
I'm just gonna check my email.
I do like that you interrupted me to say that you didn't want to talk. This is the last episode of the
reminds
podcast.
me, I want to look something up.
Fucking ass. This episode, or not the episode, this episode is going to be amazing. But this movie is so trash. The only thing that not the only, but like, I think wait, do we see him dead? Yeah, I guess technically we see him dead, Stellan Skarsgård. And the sharks didn't kill him, they just drown him. And they just leave him be. They don't give a fuck. So, like, they're not even hungry. They're just like...
Oh, yeah, it's not about feeding.
And that's another thing. I'm like, so you made them smarter and they're mad at you because of it? And they want to kill you?
Classic.
Like, they're hunting you down in a ship because you made them smarter?
It's not a ship. I don't know why you keep saying it's a ship.
I don't know what the difference between a ship and something that lives underwater. With walls. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why you're getting so incensed by me calling it
It's not mobile, for one.
Well, does that matter?
Yes, ships are mobile.
But it can be when it's sinking.
Fellas?
To me, that's so unimportant to the rest of how bad the movie is, me calling it a ship. It's got all
I'm
the
not
things.
putting them on the same scale.
It's got the same, because it's got the same.
It didn't cost you like $20 million to call it a ship.
It didn't cost you nothing to do nothing, though.
Exactly.
You fucking asshole. You're so fucking pissed.
Words have meanings. And those meanings change.
But, like, isn't a ship... I mean, but, like, a ship... I don't know. It looks like...
A shid.
A rig, okay? Fine. Is that good?
Yes,
Rig?
I'll accept that. Thank you.
I don't know, because it's the only thing that comes to my mind. That's why. Because I don't remember the word for it.
But why wouldn't you call it like a lab or a station or
Because
a
it's got
house?
a kitchen in it. It's got a kitchen in it. And a lab doesn't have a kitchen in it. Where non-lab things happen.
Oh, I guess culinary labs don't count.
Not in this case.
Fucking America's Text Kitchen. Ring, ring. Hello. You don't exist.
America's Text Kitchen.
America's Next Text escutcheon.
Cut escutcheon. I have a cut escutcheon for you.
Bring, bring. The Jin 1 Mako that escaped threatened the catamaran. Threatened the catamaran. Don't you do it. And then was... okay. Okay, yeah, so the one that escaped was scouting the area to confirm that the nearby waters were suitable for all 3 super Makos to inhabit. Not too warm or cold, no rival predators to fear, and plenty of prey. It attacked the boat to test its own hunting abilities. This is the one I wanted to read, God damn it.
I'm sorry. I'm listening.
That's fine. I said it's the wrong one.
Oh, this isn't. I thought it sounded like you said this is the one I wanted to read. And I was like, I'm sorry that I laughed while you said test his amenities.
You know, as my ability to speak continues to deteriorate, you're just going to be laughing all the time. Speaking of
Who said that?
Alzheimer's.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that when it's funnier when we're on mic. Like, I think I used up all my inability not to laugh at something that I shouldn't laugh at when the guy with literal cross eyes
IRL?
came into the theater when I was working there, and he was standing literally this close to the platter of cookies and brownies, and he said, "Do you have any brownies?"
Brownies.
He said, "Do you have any brownies?" And I said, "Yeah, right there." And he said, "I can't see that." And I said, and I did not laugh, and I was like,
You just fell to the ground.
I did it. I was like, I was like, "Oh," and I picked up a brownie and I like set it on the counter. I was like, "There you go." And then he left, and I was like,
That is a great thing
he was
about
so close to it too, though. I
the
can't. And the
awkward-
way he said it was with such an attitude, like, "You fucking idiot! You think I can see that?" He was like, "I can't see that." I was like, "I figured it was right in front of your face, so you would be able to see it." But it's
If you can't see it, why are you even looking? That way?
I
Not-
can't see it. No, they weren't. They were.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy.
Is that technically cross-eyed?
Well, I don't know. It might be Chris.
Uncross-eyed?
Chris.
Chris-eyed. Okay, here's the one.
Go.
During the opening scene, it is implied that the shark became more aggressive in attacking the boat of the teenagers because of the blood-like wine that spilled off of the boat.
Oh, they're alcoholics.
But why would a shark mistake the smell of wine for blood? Until you realize that it's thanks to the shark's enhanced brain that it's ignoring its instincts of smell and is relying on things like assumptions, just like a human would.
Someone loves this movie.
Lots of people
loves
love this movie.
Yeah, someone loves this movie and is like, this is.
If you think about it.
And they're like, you know what? Those sharks, they don't have pronouns. They're smarter. They don't say she, he, / they.
Best kills are Skarsgård. Mm-hmm. He gets basically 3 deaths almost.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Aida Turturro's is not too bad.
Yeah.
Are you
I
laughing at how I said Turturro?
No,
Oh.
I forgot about her death, and I was just remembering how she's like,
Yeah. It's like again, I kept thinking of, for whatever reason, Skarsgård kept reminding me of Liam Neeson in his 30 seconds of being in this movie. Mm-hmm. And then that explosion is like when he gets blown out.
"Oh my god!" And that's Liam Neeson during the explosion. Remember? It blows up, and he, you see him
Yeah. I don't know why you're going sideways, though.
because
Doesn't it come at the camera?
He does, but I didn't think I needed to be that specific. Just the fact that he flies is what I was implying.
Thank you for explaining.
Thank you for explaining.
Sorry, we're in different spectrums.
We really are.
Same spectrum, different.
Does that throw up?
A little bit.
So gross.
Yeah, you made it there. Where my heart burns too.
Heartburn. And episode. I don't know.
You ever?
Oh my.
I got a headache.
You ever? Oh, I got a headache. Is that?
Yeah. Verbatim. Well done. Auditory memory.
You couldn't see, but he was talking through a miniature skull.
Now you can picture it perfectly. Speaking through a miniature skull.
Yeah.
Now, joining us via miniature skull.
Is Keith.
More. You ever? Headache. Meet more. Skarsgård's 3 deaths.
Rappaport's scary feet. You know, he's
the
like
poor CG artist that had to spend hours on creating
on his
that
fucking foot. It's so veiny and blue. It was so. I was like,
So
why? Why?
So besides being
it's not his penis.
Besides being a trash actor, all around asshole,
Yeah.
and also apparently dated Lily Taylor, dumped her, and then was talk shit on her.
Ugh.
If those aren't enough reasons to dislike him, he has become just the most ridiculous rabid Zionist.
Yeah. Oh, and like gross ass shit. I mean, Zionists are gross ass.
Yeah, but he's like,
Ooh.
he also thinks he's a comedian.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Or thinks he's funny.
He's thought. I like how even before he amped up his Zionism, people were like, "You're a miserable piece of shit," and no one likes you.
I know.
When someone hit him in the face with a fucking snowball because he was talking, and they were just like, "Stop."
Didn't somebody say that was staged?
It might have been, and if it was, I don't care. It was enjoyable.
It's still
see
fun to
him
watch.
get.
Yeah.
I hope there was, whether on purpose or not, I hope there was a rock and a piece of glass in that fucking snowball.
And a fork and a knife and a hand grenade.
Yeah. Oh god. I'd like to redacted the fuck out of him. Fucking bitch. I hate him so much.
Yeah, he's real easy to hate on.
He's so easy to hate on, and he's ugly. You know what I mean?
He's got a fucking goatee.
Oh god, he's just ugly
in this movie.
The thing is, seeing him in like real, like seeing pictures of him, and like what he really looks like, fucking. I mean,
It's
kill
not good.
yourself.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody hires him
I
or
don't.
ever did.
Yeah, he's not talented. He's fucking stupid. He's an asshole, and he also sucks dick in the not cool way.
I never remember that I've seen Thomas Jane in things. You always say his name, and I'm like, who's that?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, The Mist, and
Yeah.
there's another one.
Dreamcatcher.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah. I think he and
It's a weird role. I mean, every character in this movie is weird.
yeah. I
At
like
best.
how the part where she's like, I couldn't have done any of this without you. And he's like, yeah,
I
that's
know.
the problem. But I'm like, what does that mean? He got sharks for you? Like what? He's a shark wrangler?
Mm-hmm.
There's like, I don't give a shit about this, but he supposedly there was like a scene where he was swimming with a shark
Oh, yeah.
and he legitimately was swimming with the shark. And they only let him do it after all of his scenes were shot.
Yeah, I'm like, well, that's so shitty to say or to tell somebody if that was
Oh
the
my
case. Like,
God.
just in case, you know.
We just need to make sure this movie comes out. We don't want
Also, why? I can't. This is my, it goes back to my, Nolan complaint of.
Yes.
Apparently, they made very elaborate,
Yeah.
self-contained animatronic sharks for this thing. Several.
Yeah.
self-contained meaning they were like remote controlled and
Yeah.
like so Aang they could put them in the water and they would
Yeah.
swim and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, but you also did a bunch of shitty CG, so why bother?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Right. Yeah. We kind of think
I think
it'd be
Jurassic
cool if
Park
you died.
really gave a lot of people the wrong impression that it was like easy to do, or you could fool an audience by combining both. You know,
Yeah.
not realizing that they did it very craftily.
Yeah. I think
that's-
my favorite Jurassic Park like thing is, and it came out in like 94, 92, something like that, around that time. And they had a stunt double for obviously the kids had stunt doubles, but the girl, like there's a scene where she falls through the roof and has to like hold on, and the stunt double was supposed to fall, and it was just supposed to be her falling through the roof and like the top
Then
view.
they would put the actor would. Oh, sorry.
And then they would like, it wasn't supposed to be like, it was just supposed to be like you seeing the action happen, but you weren't supposed to see anyone's face or anything like that. And they didn't realize it, but the stunt double like looks up really quick. So they had to CG the girl's face onto the double or the stunt double. And like it's not exact, but for like 1994, it's crazy how similar it looks, considering like
Meaning
they
did a
had
good
to.
job.
Yeah, for 1994 specifically, and it's like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That they had that, like it was like a thing that they like kind of didn't know happened because it was so quick. Like they were shooting and stuff like that, and they didn't think about it.
And a lot of movies wouldn't even bother.
Right? Yeah.
Or a lot of productions.
But like she looks up and it's like very clear, and it was like they were like, we can't do like, because like she felt, I guess she had to hold on, and like to hold on she had to like look up and grab, and she couldn't just, and it was just like instinct, like so she looked up or whatever. Anyway, but yeah, like so there's shit like that where it's like they did a really good job having to fix something in post,
right?
But like in this movie, they're just like, they don't even bother with scaling the sharks the right way.
No,
like
they're like, it's so wild.
These things are like 40 feet long.
Go on and on about how
like,
huge they are, and then
they bring them up and they're like 10 feet long, and I'm like, what the fuck are you?
And also, like, I think the trivia pointed this out. Like, the sizes are quoted. Like, they won't be able to fit down those hallways and shit.
Like they're in waist deep. They're hidden in
constantly in waist deep water.
What?
Yeah,
it's just nonsensical. Would you recommend?
Not overtly, but I get why people have fun with it.
Oh yeah, I'd recommend if you want a movie to laugh at. This is great.
Yeah, it's not one for action, sort of quasi sci-fi thriller. It's it's going to be up there with like your Species or where you don't think about the science, or reality in any sense, really.
Yeah.
I think for contemporary audiences, for me, example.
Mm-hmm.
The CG really is. There's enough of it that it's distracting.
Yeah.
It doesn't add.
Yeah.
I can understand in 1999 on a big screen on film, maybe it was passable, but
yeah, it's terrible. And I said this in the lobby, but I remember watching it and being like, this is so stupid. And being like really disappointed in like the way that they were like these sharks are smart, and so they're and I remember being like, this doesn't make any sense. And I was like, maybe it'll be like that. I was like excited to rewatch it because I'm
Right.
like, oh, it's going to be like so ridiculous,
Right.
and almost, but it goes too hard
Right.
on like the loss of the research.
Yep.
You know, for it for you to feel like you can laugh at how ridiculous it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like everybody that is involved in it dies. So there's like it was
It's
literally
all for
pointless.
nothing. Yeah.
And it's like
I do
what?
kind of want to watch at least one sequel to see.
There was sequels?
There's at least 2.
Yeah, we'll have to watch a sequel. At least. Yeah, I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I lost it because I started thinking about the sequels. Oh, yeah, I was just going to talk about the rewrites or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, the original ending tested poorly, where the Saffron Burrows character is the last girl.
What? Sorry.
The original ending was that the Saffron Burrows character is the sole survivor, I think.
Okay.
Didn't test well. And Rennie Harlan at least said he was surprised by that.
Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know if she was the only survivor, but she was like the hero.
Yeah.
So they rewrote it so she dies, and then they had to go and cut. That's why they went back and cut stuff so she's less sympathetic.
Oh my God. Wow. That's wild. That's hilarious.
And it's also more explicit, I guess, that is it Scoggins, whatever the other lady doctor is. Mm-hmm. She was in a relationship with the Skarsgård character.
Yeah. They kiss?
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
That's in there?
Yes.
Oh.
When the fucking brain matter starts firing synapses that it doesn't have.
They start fingering each other.
They kiss in front of everyone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think there's plenty of movies that are equally ridiculous and more fun.
I think Dark Man is a lot
Oh, absolutely.
more fun than this.
Even Sphere,
Oh man.
which you have to sit through, you have to suffer
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman. But
Yeah. Oh God. How many women did he sexually assault during that?
how many foot massages did he get
God.
from teenagers?
Oh.
I can't talk to y'all. That's my Dustin Hoffman. About $100. About $100. How much is? Hey Raymond, how much is a candy bar? About $100.
So this is the final movie of the month.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do your bit where like this is our final episode because
Well,
my
I
joke
already
was
did
so
that.
bad.
I already did that.
You do it every episode.
I know, because I'm hoping
Partner.
one of these days. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like how Cartman dies every episode.
Yeah.
Popular culture references.
Is
Contemporary.
that show still on?
That I have no idea.
Yeah, that's crazy if it is.
Could be.
Yeah, I know.
For all I know.
Like fucking Simpsons is still on.
Oh my god, should have died 20 years ago.
Yeah, which is the I think the worst one for me is a tie between Venom and Lake Placid. Wait, what was the first one that we did?
Yeah. Fuck.
We did Oh man, I can't remember the first one.
So pissed.
Cujo was the first one
Jesus
we did.
Christ.
Yeah, Cujo was better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Razorback was spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
I had higher hopes for Deep Blue Sea. I feel like this one kind of runs along the same way as Lake Placid, but the dialogue, while not great, is not as painfully bad. Like they're not literally just being like, "You're dumb and you're fat." Like,
Yeah, Lake Placid tries to be funny,
yeah, and it doesn't work.
except when it's Oliver Platt.
Yeah,
But
but
it works despite itself.
Yeah. And then Venom was just a little for me. The best part was obviously fucking what's his name?
Klaus Kinski.
Klaus Kinski. Who did I said this to you, but I don't think I
it's
said
not
it
in
in
the
the
episode.
episode. I get Klaus Nomi and Klaus Kinski confused. Or I did. I didn't know. I thought when Keith would talk about Klaus Kinski, I just thought Klaus Nomi is the only Klaus I've ever known.
Personally.
Yeah. And I was I don't know Klaus Nomi but I was aware of him, and people talk about him, and I was,
Right.
and so when you started talking about Klaus Kinski, I just was like, oh, right, that clown guy or whatever. And so you would talk
Poor
about
old Pagliacci.
for Werner Herzog doing,
Yeah.
and I was like, that's crazy. I didn't know any of this stuff about Klaus Kinski, but my head it was Nomi.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be picturing Klaus Nomi in full gear whenever you would talk about all the stuff that Klaus Kinski did in the presence of Werner.
Just in the jungle.
Yeah, and I was like, that's crazy. So
That's crazy.
I was just like, wow, they must have been really good friends,
My best fiend.
So that was, but obviously I don't think it was quite as bad as Lake Placid, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this one and Lake Placid are on about the same.
Yeah,
They were disappointing in different ways.
yeah, much different ways.
Lake Placid is disappointing because of the cast should be good.
Yeah, yeah. It's like they didn't understand who was in their movie.
Yeah. Or their agents didn't understand what movie they were
Yeah, yeah.
signing on to. Did you see that Samuel Jackson, they originally sent him the part for the preacher? And his agent was like, no.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And they basically Rennie Harlan basically created a part for him.
Oh, nice. I forgot how he eats it.
It's good.
But yeah, it was I remember being like, because he's like top billed,
Right.
and it was like advertised that like it was his movie, kind of almost,
Yeah.
starring him, so he eats it like halfway through. You're like, what? And he doesn't really get. And then I didn't understand a lot of the stuff because they're like, if we open this hatch, then it's going to collapse the whole place.
Oh, God, I know.
And they're like, what's going to happen if we don't? And they're
Why
like,
bother?
we might collapse. And they're like, okay, so we'll open the hatch and then it'll start collapsing, but it won't.
But we don't know what kind of shape the surface level is in. The shaft is airlocked, but if the explosion has breached the shaft at surface level in any way, we won't have enough pressure in here to keep the wet pool stabilized.
If the pool isn't stabilized, there's about 1 million tons of ocean just dying to get in here. You'll bring the whole facility down.
What? If we close the
I know.
hatch, it'll stop collapsing as fast.
don't-
What? That doesn't make sense. You
It was
just said.
I think this was a goof. The scene where like they create a jungle,
A jungle gym?
out of the ladder or whatever,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and how he's hanging from his feet or whatever to try to rescue her. They were like, she could have just swum over to the
I know.
end of
I
the
know.
ladder,
Yeah.
because that's still there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. There are too many of, like, I think it happens to her, it happens to Preacher, and maybe Saffron Burrows even. The thing of, like, they're out of the water and they're being, it's because of Jaws.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, they're being dragged
Yeah.
by the shark. And, like, what you can't do that every time. And
Yeah.
diminishing returns. After you do it once, it's going to
Yeah.
look hokey every
Yeah.
time after.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it felt particularly annoying to me in that sequence.
I just like when they throw Stellan Skarsgård at everyone else, and he's like, and then Glass starts shooting at them.
Yeah.
That was cool. I
That
like
was
that
actually,
part a lot.
yeah, it's pretty much downhill from there.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know we were already
It's
wrapping the month, but I'm just remembering all the things that I was...
that you didn't say because we weren't done yet.
Right. Because you didn't say you wanted to go to bed, get off the phone. And...
I need to get off the phone.
So the Mythbusters.
What?
The Mythbusters.
Uh-huh.
They wanted to see, I guess they said I think they had 5 points that they were... One was like, is that...
Why did you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Made sense. Still makes sense to me. 5.
Well, yeah, I understand a palm is 5, but the fact that you did this to indicate that they had 5 points, I thought it was like...
I think I started here and then I rotated it. So
That's
I'm like, this
fine.
is now number 1.
But that's fine.
That was a correction.
Fucking psychopath.
I'm not defending it. I'm just explaining what I think my brain did retroactively. None of it makes sense. Because I was visualizing their bullet points that they did on the screen, and for some reason used papyrus
Yeah, they did.
in like 2008 Mythbusters or whenever. It's post any of the original guys. They got some lady who looks like she's cast in the late 90s. You know, she's like the CSI girl or from Hackers or something. Mm-hmm. Wearing a striped long sleeve shirt with a solid colored t-shirt on top and a pixie bob. Like, what are we doing?
What were their 5? What do you want to say about Mythbusters?
Okay, so while, the premise is, first of all, he says, we'll take the black powder from these flares.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, there should be enough here for 2.5 sticks of dynamite.
Yeah.
So this is one they tested. Oh, let me bring it up. There would not be
Yeah.
near
would
that
there
much.
be? I said, yeah, why would there be?
Correct.
Like in a flare gun?
Yeah.
That means that it would fucking explode. I know. But it would like
Right. If there
explode
was that
in
much,
your hand.
Yeah, right. The one thing they said that passed the test for them was that the harpoon gun could be accurately, like you could shoot a harpoon gun at 100 feet and hit your target accurately.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That was the one thing that passed. Tin flares contain enough black powder to equate 2.5 sticks of dynamite. I'm going to read this because the language is funny to me. Grant first began by trying to take apart several tube flares, which took far longer than it did in the movie. After measuring the powder, the build team calculated that it would take at least 450 flares to provide the gunpowder equivalent to 2.5 sticks of dynamite.
That's amazing.
Also, 2.5 sticks of dynamite would not have created the explosion that we see in the movie. No big deal. That's kind of...
Yeah.
I'll forgive that. But let's see. The build team first tested this myth using a canister with the same dimensions as in the movie, which would only hold 28 grams of powder, which did not even disturb the surface of the water. And caused minimal damage to the replica shark. 2.5 sticks of dynamite, 681 grams of powder, was enough to destroy the shark and cause a large explosion, but not anywhere as large as seen in the movie. The build team also concluded that the weight of a canister containing 2.5 sticks of dynamite worth of powder would make the harpoon too heavy to hit a target 100 feet away. To create an explosion matching the movie explosion's magnitude, 400 pounds of powder was used.
Oh my God.
The other is that there was no way he could have survived the blast. Carter.
Even though
Thomas Jane.
he wasn't near it? I mean, he was like...
A person can survive a large underwater explosion at a distance of 50 feet.
Okay. Well, it looked like 50 feet to me.
Is the busted myth.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It was determined that even being 100 feet from an explosion of the size seen in the movie would be fatal.
Oh my God.
It was a mock-up spear gun, harpoon gun, based on a Remington 700 sniper rifle. Bolt action. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very common, popular gun. Thomas Jane's character's name is Carter. A Remington 700 is used by the killer at the end of Get Carter to kill him. Carter, Get Carter.
Carter, get Carter.
It's also used in the episode of Magnum P.I. called Did You See the Sunrise? Which is...
Boop.
Anything goes there. Like an SSP racer. Okay, my rankings. Razorback number 1, easy.
Yeah, for sure.
Cujo was solid.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike Venom as much as you did, I don't think.
Yeah. I didn't dislike it. It just didn't.
Okay.
It was just very...
Yeah, it's a little flat.
Yeah.
It's kooky, but not as
right.
wild as I'd hoped.
Yeah.
I can't tell where to put Lake Placid and Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they're both just awkward.
Yeah.
This was fun to shit on. More fun to shit on. Lake Placid was just kind of like the dialogue is so brutal.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I also didn't. I know I'm old fashioned, but I never. If I don't care about the characters, I'm not invested.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, the gators were not scary at all to me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Neither were the sharks because they're not in any way believable. And it's such a specific scenario that it's not. I'm like, I would never be in this scenario.
Yeah. Right.
I hated LL's character.
Reasonable.
I like his psych out death, though. Although it makes no sense. And like, how is he in the mouth of this
right?
killer
Yeah.
shark, and then he's got a cut on his leg?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So I wanted to also mention on the myth, the battery thing. Unclear in the movie how what the premise is of how that triggers the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they say anything about a spark, which is how you ignite
Right.
gunpowder or whatever. But in the Mythbusters, they say the heat, if on the other end you have if you have a battery hooked up on both terminals, like jumper cables, right? Mm-hmm. You take the other end of the jumper cable, jumple
cables,
and have a wire going between the two clips.
Yeah.
And put that wire in some gunpowder or whatever, it'll heat up enough to ignite it.
Okay.
But I don't know if we're supposed to believe that's what's happening over a steel cable that's underwater.
Right, yeah.
It's all very magical.
And it's supposed to be really cold underwater too. So it would have to be able to heat up.
Yeah,
they put the outfits on.
Yeah, they put the wetsuits on
to keep from getting hypothermia.
Except for LL, just got to.
But yeah, he's not with them at the time.
No, I know. I just mean like poor guys has got to rough it in his whites.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unclear. They just put the powder in the harpoon itself. Is that
Yeah.
whatever?
You gotta just let go and let God.
Yeah.
You gotta let go and let shark.
Overall, fun month though.
Yeah.
I would happy we did it, and
Yeah.
I'm always game for a killer creature.
Yeah. Yeah. You good?
Thanks. I wouldn't say I'm good. I'm just over.
I don't want you, but I'd hate to lose you. You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. I forgive you, 'cause I can't forget you. You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. I ought to cross you off my list, but when you come knocking at my door.
Don't you do it.